Since childhood, we've been taught that 20% of the world's oxygen comes from the Amazon forest. But what if I told you that this is the biggest scientific lie in the world? In reality, 100% of the oxygen produced by the Amazon forest is consumed by its dense trees, plants, and animals just by breathing. So practically zero oxygen comes from there to the outside world. Now you might be wondering where the oxygen that keeps us alive is coming from. So when you're not on land, but deep in the ocean, let's start with phytoplankton. These are microscopic organisms living in the ocean that perform photosynthesis, just like trees. When sunlight falls on them, the chlorophyll present within them absorbs that solar energy. They also absorb carbon dioxide dissolved in the ocean and make their own food. At the end of this chemical reaction, a byproduct is released, which we can also call fresh oxygen. Now, you'll be surprised to know that these tiny creatures alone produce 80% of the Earth's existing oxygen, and without them, humanity would cease to exist. These microscopic creatures are providing the entire world with breath, without any credit, and we all think we survive on forests. That's why I said at the beginning that.
Next.
Even if you roll a hamster into a loaf of bread, it will never tell you these things. First of all, a hamster isn't a pet, but a mobile toy with which you can have as much fun as you want. These poor creatures don't dare say no to anything, because we humans are like huge and dangerous monsters to them. Second, no matter how chubby and calm they may appear, they are actually quite mischievous from childhood. They hang from high places and play tricks, perform various dances, and love running so much that if you put them inside a running ball, they will roll around the house all day long. Third, no other animal in the world is more mischievous than them when it comes to eating, because even after their stomachs are full, they voraciously eat, stuffing so much food in one sitting that even watching them would make you dizzy. And the most interesting thing is that when it comes to driving, they even surpass us humans because they are our best when it comes to driving. Don't leave without subscribing. This seemingly innocent bird bites a rhino 200 times a day, and the rhino doesn't flee even once. Is this friendship or a living vampire? Meet the oxpecker. For thousands of years on the African plains, it has been called the rhino's doctor. Everyone thought the bird ate insects. The rhino stayed clean, and both were happy. But that wasn't true. Scientists conducted an experiment. They separated the rhino from the bird. As a result, the rhino's wounds healed faster. This means the bird scratches and combs its wounds to drink fresh blood. It drinks 90% blood, and insects only 10%. It's not a doctor, it's a walking vampire. If you're wondering why the rhino doesn't just fly away, listen up. The white rhino has very poor eyesight. It can only see 30 feet away. This bird becomes its third eye, an early warning system that alerts to the approach of a predator. In exchange for a few drops of blood, this tiny hunter saves the life of a daring animal and also eliminates dangerous insects hiding in its ears. A walking vacuum cleaner. Nothing is unnecessary in nature. Here, behind every deception, a war of attrition lurks. Scientists say this relationship is not friendship, but compulsion.
Since childhood, we have known that the largest animal on Earth was the dinosaur. But the real truth is that there are still some creatures on Earth that are bigger than dinosaurs. So let's introduce you to the world's largest animal, the blue whale, which is 100 feet long, or the length of 3 school buses, and weighs about 200 tons, which is equal to 33 hands. And if we talk about the heart, which is the size of a small car, and a small child can swim comfortably in the veins of this heart. When a blue whale swims deep in the ocean, its heart beats only 2 to 10 times to save oxygen, and the sound of one beat can be heard up to 3 kilometers. Let me tell you, the sound of a flying jet engine is up to 140 decibels, while when a blue whale roars, it is up to 188 decibels. In the deep ocean, this sound wave spreads up to thousands of kilometers in the ocean. If a blue whale roars in the Pacific Ocean, its friends in Antarctica will hear it. This sound wave spreads for thousands of kilometers in the ocean. If a blue whale roars from the Pacific Ocean, then the blue whale friends in Antarctica will hear it. And the most interesting thing about this monster is that despite its large body, it can swallow an animal larger than a basketball. So it has to eat 4,000 kilograms of small fish every day to survive. This means that the largest animal on Earth depends on the smallest animal on Earth. Do you think there are animals bigger than this in the deep sea? If so, please let me know in the comments.